Hello and welcome to 4th edition. Today we're going to be covering two products. One, the Monster Vault, and two, one of my other favorite products, the Rules Compendium. Now, we'll start with the Rules Compendium. This book offers nothing truly new. It's all the updated hard and fast rules of the game. But what makes this book so valuable, worth the $20 that it costs is, what is that? Is that since it's all the system rules, I don't have to bring a DMG or something to the table. I can bring this. And the great thing about this is it was a well-designed glossary, index, and table of contents. It covers, I believe it covers the deities for a small little bit, and it covers the world for a small little bit. But ultimately, it's system rules. And it makes it so easy to find them that if, you can't remember how to do aquatic combat for something, you'd go to the table of contents and be like, all right, I want special combat aquatic. And you'd scroll through it until you see aquatic combat or mounted combat. Or I was once looking for forced movement, like if that provoked. So I came in here, and forced movement is an entry for it. So it's very well laid out and how it's designed, and how to build encounters and how to, make terrain stuff. And it's just a very, very good book. So for anyone running 4th edition, I know it's brief, but it's a rules compendium. You can't do much more. But I highly recommend this to anyone running a 4E game. I don't recommend it for players because that just makes you a dick if you're a rules lawyer. Don't do that. But your DM he get a lot out of this if he's got any problems with rules, or he wants the errata or anything. Great book for it. Love it. It's $20 if you buy it at a store. I think you can pick it up for like $10 online. The next product is the Monster Vault. Now, the Monster Vault also comes with tokens, which, let's see if I can grab one. There's one. There's what you do. These little tokens, they have the creature, the picture of the creature, and if there's something that could be, there'd normally be multiple of on a field, there's a number on them. Sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's like 6, and sometimes they're different. They're different depending on what they are. Sometimes they're the same for multiple creatures. And they also have these little rings that you can put large creatures in to make them huge. So it takes the place of minis because they're cheaper and easier to carry around. You don't have to worry about the swords bending or anything. So I like the these tokens. They're not a true substitute for miniatures. I personally am of the mindset that heroes and big bosses should always be miniatures if you're going to use them. For example, in one of my games, I have an Efreet as the bad guy, the main bad guy. So I want to substitute with a token. This makes him stand out. This makes him equal with the players as opposed to a token. But on to the book, which there's actually a lot of tokens. There's a token for every monster. So what this book did was 2 big things. One, with the update to the monsters, it made them more balanced. It gave them more things to do, such as triggered actions. There's a good bit of them, some of them very nasty, some of them less so. But ultimately, all of these monsters are much more powerful and much more fun to play with and much more challenging for your players. For example, I've run a green dragon, one from the Monster Manual 1, and one from the Essentials line of monsters. Not in this one because there's a problem with this book. But the equal level party same people. And actually, I think with the second one, there was actually more people, yet same level monster. And what happened was the dragon from the Essentials line, even though it was fighting more people, did a much better job of fighting the players than the one fighting less people from the older edition. So these monsters are a lot stronger, a lot more interesting, and more fun to play with. So, and another big thing was they took a step towards moving away from pure stat blocks and a step more towards the second edition idea with monsters with the habitat and society and just ecology and just giving them story and reason versus here's a paragraph describing the monster and here's 52 stat blocks covering it. No, there's more flavor to these monsters, which makes this book better. There is one downside to this book, and it's not necessarily a fault of the book itself. It's more a fault of... Well, no, it's really a fault of the book. I can't defend that. Some creatures are missing. Like when I was mentioning the Green Dragon before. The original Monster Manual had dragon from young, adult, and then elder, I believe it was. I think that was the 3 categories. Maybe there was great worm in there too. But this one only has young and elder. So it's missing that middle Paragon tier style dragon, which pisses me off. Some of it was later fixed with the other Monster Vault here, Threats to the Nintier Veil, which is also a really good one. I'll review that another day though. But this book alone was missing that, and it bothered me a lot because this book also primarily focuses on your Paragon and Heroic tier. Once again, Wizards of the Coast has failed to put out a vast amount of Epic tier support. This is your Epic tier list of monsters. This side only. That's it. So as you can see, Epic tier's kind of been thrown to the wayside for a little bit, which I hope them to fix very, very soon, because my game progresses. In about a year will be an Epic tier, and I would like to actually see support so I don't have to make my own. So, but ultimately this book is pretty good. If you have lots and lots and lots of miniatures, it's probably best to buy this book online so you can just get the book. I don't think it'd be that hard to find it. But you'd have to work around some things, like the crocodile in this book has been moved to a medium creature as opposed to the Vicestraw crocodile from the other one, and the normal crocodile, which is now a large creature. But those things aside, if you do not have minis and you would like something to put on your board, I highly recommend this book so that you can get those miniatures so you can actually have something on your board aside from bottle caps and coins, which I've used for a very, very long time because I'm really, really cheap and I don't want to buy miniatures. But I recommend this book strongly, as well as this one. Of course, I think this one's a little bit more valuable if you're in a long-running game where things get weird, and a DM could do some things with this without this, but this is also really good. So, I think next time, though, we will be reviewing... Actually, we're running out of books. I'm going to need to buy more soon. But next we'll be reviewing Heroes of Shadow, which is a book that I was a big fan of and waited a very, very long time for. So, until next week, have a good one.